everybody out there? It's me, your fave blogger, your girl, Lady Blue, coming to you live on the Lady Blue Radio Show on WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better. And listen, it's absolutely gorgeous outside. If you are not awake yet and you are not up yet, get up, because it is beautiful. It is not too hot. It has got like this, it's almost perfect outside, okay? So get up, get out, and enjoy what is going on. Listen, we've had a lot of things that have transpired since the last time I was on air with you all. And really quick, it seems that I've been doing this for the last few shows, but again today, we are going to give a moment of silence for those who have lost their lives in this past week, whether they be law enforcement or whether they be civilian. Lives were lost. Investigations continue. Things are happening, and this world is in turmoil, and we really need to stop and assess the situation and look at what is going on. So really quick, a moment of silence for those who have lost their lives recently across the world and here at home. All right, coming back, ladies and gentlemen, it has just been a very, very rough week. I have pretty much made it a point not to even turn on the news, even though I know I need to know what's going on in the world. It has just been so disheartening to turn on the TV and to see the things that have been transpiring in our country alone, just from the shootings of civilians and law enforcement officers, to the violent protests, to the nonviolent protests, to the there's just almost too much for me to even put in one sentence. My brain is racing right now, in case you didn't notice, but it's just a whole lot that is going on, and I just wanted to give a little bit of light to that. The presidential race that's going on right now, it's pretty much down to the two candidates. We all know what's been going on over in Trump land, and we're just going to say that and leave it alone because of the speech given by his wife. And I don't know about you all, but I have my certain feeling about it, and sorry, the word plagiarism is right there, okay? If you're a speechwriter and you're worth your salt, you should be researching to make sure that you're not taking verbatim from another speech, that you're writing your own. Barring a couple words, okay, but to completely take an entire speech and try to turn it around in your favor is just wrong. In terms of everything else that is going on with the presidential race, many of you may have seen some of the one video of a lady holding up a no racism, no hate sign during the Trump rally, and Trump supporters were vehemently trying to cover it up with a U.S. flag. The irony in the whole thing, that it just says it all. That's the irony of it. And I think the other thing that I did post a lot of, that I was surprised did not get the attention that it should have gotten, in my opinion, was the prisoner that was at the Alton Sterling homegoing. Normally you don't see a prisoner at a funeral. You do not see contact with a prisoner at a funeral. You do not see the leg irons and the handcuffs and all of this. He was more than likely a dear friend or a family member. He was comforted by friends and family. And it was just the statement that was made from this man in chains being allowed to attend this funeral of a man who was killed for selling CDs. And you have to take a look at the picture. If you are on Facebook, if you've gone to my site, if you know who I am and where I'm at, go take a look at that picture and see what it says to you, because it speaks volumes. Not only the pain, but what may be going through this young man's mind while he's sitting there in these iron chains, looking at the remains of Alton Sterling and experiencing what is going on in this homegoing service. That was a very touching moment to me, as well as, you know, the emotions of the family, including the young man's son, who is now without a father. So I pray that he is continually surrounded by family and surrounded by love as he continues to grow and mature into a wonderful young man. Now, moving on, some positives for you. If you watch WBAL TV today on their Facebook page, Keith Mills, who I had no idea was colorblind, tried on a pair of the chroma glasses today so that he could see color for the first time. If any of you do not know or have not seen these glasses are a true blessing for those who are colorblind. To just see the world in black and white or grayscale is kind of rough. And you could see the elation on his face when the colors just jumped out at him. His coworkers made it a point to wear colorful clothing, balloons, the Ravens colors were there. Everything that he had only seen in gray or black and white was in full-blown color after putting on these glasses. So I can imagine his elation when he finally saw that color. So hats off to Keith Mills, and enjoy this colorful world that we live in. Another thing that I did notice that was not necessarily trending, but it did catch my eye, is there was a little girl on the West Coast who was trying to make a difference one bracelet at a time. My little one does these rubber band bracelets. I don't know how many of you all remember that it was like a real huge craze trend, and it's a unique arts and crafts thing for kids to do. And this little girl was standing in the middle of a busy market with these bracelets, and they had messages attached to them. And she was trying to put her positive message out to the public. Now, she met a whole lot of everything. She met the people passing her by. She met the people telling her no. She met the people asking her, why are you out here with that, whatever that is? I don't want anything. Don't approach me. Take your stuff elsewhere. But she persevered. She stayed. She continued until someone finally came up to her and people were starting to take the bracelets. This is a child who wants to make a difference in the world. Now, we have to remember, as a child, we are reflecting what we see, okay? So we have to remember a lot of things are taught to us, or not necessarily born with, okay? So this girl chose to take the love that she had for people, and from what I could see, her heart was in this all the way. And it's a beautiful thing. So I commend this young lady for standing her ground and being out there and dealing with the public and dealing with the negativity and standing firm and being able to hand out her positive message, one message at a time. It is a beautiful thing. And a couple other things. Anybody should have seen the tribute on BET that Queen Latifah put together for Missy Elliott, Salt and Pepper, and Lil' Kim, and bringing out the women of hip hop who have made hip hop what it is today. You had MC Sharrock, you had Tweet, you had Lil Mama, you had Da Brat, MC Light. There were people there that all of us were singing along with. And I thought that was a very well put together show. And, you know, Missy Elliott, what hasn't she put her foot in? Let's put it that way. Fantasia was there, and, you know, she sang her song, which I think every woman knows, which, you know, go ahead and free yourself. You don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. Okay, so I think every woman in the audience was singing that song when I happened to catch it. And it just reflects the creativity among our sisters. It reflects the beauty and the perseverance of the black woman then and the black woman now, because they all look good. Okay, let's just put it that way. Every last one of them look good. And another thing that I do want to mention is, for me, myself, I am getting ready to host my second annual 50 Shades of Blue. And it's going to take place during Domestic Violence Awareness Month, which is in October. It's still in the planning stages. I shouldn't say we, I am working out the venue right now, but I have gotten a huge response. So if you are interested, you need to hit me up on social media or email me, wisdomlady1@gmail.com. Let me know how you wish to participate. I will be sending out an email before the end of this week in terms of the details, because I've got a number of speakers, I've got poets, I've got performers, and I've got people that are willing to tell their story. And that is what 50 Shades of Blue is about. It is freeing yourself. I am a domestic violence survivor. I am not afraid to tell my story, and I invite the women out there in the DMV area to come join me when the date is set, to be surrounded by like-minded sisters who have either gone through, felt the process, maybe going through the process right now, and feel loved for a few hours. Laugh, talk, cry, hug, do all of that, and know that you are supported. So remember that 50 Shades of Blue, second annual 50 Shades of Blue, gonna be taking place in October. I already have Hood Respect and Tim's Day as proud sponsors for this event, and we are just, like I said, working on the venue. So Wisdom Lady 1, WHIZDMLADY1@gmail.com if you are interested, or if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Let's see, what else is going on in the world today? You know, so much. Anybody watch the, I always get the late night shows mixed up. It's the one that's on CBS. And Michelle Obama was on there with the host doing her version of Single Ladies. And I believe he had Missy Elliott on there. I love that he invites people to just be themselves. I think it's great. And they sing and they talk and they're relaxed and they're not feeling that they have to put on, they're able to just have a little fun. And that is what life is all about. Life is about having some fun. So experience life. When you look at something and say, I don't want to try that, you have to remember, you may come across a conversation where somebody will say, you know what, I've had that before. Have you ever had that before? And wouldn't you love to join in the conversation and be able to say, you know what, I tried that. And you can either say, it blew my mind, or you can say, I will never do that again. And that's the beauty of experiencing life. It's a blessing that we are here. It's a blessing that I'm here talking to you, which means my purpose on this earth is still being fulfilled. So I'm going to come to you every Thursday until further notice. Okay. That's the way that one is going to go. And I really feel blessed to be here with you, talking, bringing these issues to you, part of the WMSK online radio family. I'm surrounded by very positive, uplifting people, and I'm surrounded by people who care, people who want to see other people succeed, and people who are grinding like nobody's tomorrow. But we're going to come back and talk about that, all right? So just remember, meet me back here. We still got things to talk about. This is Lady Blue of the Lady Blue Radio Show live on WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better. Hello, everybody. It's me. I am back. It's your girl, Lady Blue, coming to you live on the WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better. And we're going to talk about some more positive news. How about that? I was just looking on Facebook, and a post caught my eye. Many of you know that the latest version of the Ghostbusters movie, the remake of Ghostbusters, came out, and it's an all-female crew. And one of those females is a beautiful, very statuesque black female by the name of Leslie Jones. She's a comedian. And Leslie has been in the forefront of the media lately. Apparently, there was no one who wanted to design or clothe Leslie for the Ghostbusters premiere, and she finally, had a designer that came up, dressed her beautifully, by the way, accented all her curves, made girl look fierce on the red carpet, and she is still facing negative tweets, and a lot of people are having an issue with her features, and I don't know what the problem is. She's a beautiful woman. She's got a beautiful smile. She's a comedian, so she's gonna come off loud and she's gonna come off edgy. She doesn't have a typical haircut. She's got a haircut that fits her face, and she's been in commercials. I know y'all have seen the commercial where she's, waiting for the tow truck driver and letting everybody know how what the features are of having this, the benefit of this product that she's promoting on television. And I don't understand what the problem is. What the problem is. Girlfriend is beautiful. Girlfriend is gorgeous. Girlfriend is probably... What the problem is probably people are just having a hard time with the fact that she's in this position. And she is in a position where she has star power. Now, y'all didn't have no problem laughing at her when she was on the comedy stage, so what's the problem with having her on the silver screen? I don't get it. Girlfriend, Leslie, if you're listening, if you catch this, continue doing your thing. I saw you on Ellen. I've seen you in your comedy act. I think you're fantastic. Continue doing what you're doing, and don't let those naysayers get you down. Beautiful black women, let me put it to you this way. This girl right here, I used to hate the way I looked. And I'm just being real with y'all. Didn't like my smile, didn't like my figure, just didn't like. Okay. Every time I talked to somebody, I had what I call a Sealy mentality. I would cover my smile because I thought my smile was too big. And over the years, I just, I was shy. I know y'all don't believe that, but yes, I was shy. I was very introverted in terms of when it came to meet people, talk to people, look at people, be around people. I just felt like the world was caving in on me. It wasn't until after, or just before my father passed away and thereafter, that I began to look at myself and ask myself the questions. What's the matter with you? What is it about you that just repulses you? And I was looking at everything that was going on in the world, the way women were being treated, black women especially. And my daughter introduced me to the movie Fat Girls, starring Monique. And I don't know what it was about that movie that just woke me up and made me, I should say, wake up and realize that I'm not going to fit the world agenda. I have to continue to be who I am, how I am, the way that I am, without seeking the approval of someone else or of everyone else, or fitting that world mold agenda. So, how do I put this? Ladies, and men too, but ladies, we need to teach our young women to appreciate who they are, to love who they are, to look at themselves in the mirror and say, you know what? You're a diamond in the rough. Wait till I polish off them edges and shape you up, girlfriend. Just wait. Wait until I step out this door and they see me shine. Just wait. Your hair is beautiful. Your smile is beautiful. You're beautiful, either dark chocolate, milk chocolate, light chocolate, white chocolate, whatever chocolate you got. Coffee with cream, don't care what it is. If it's yours, own it. That is my advice to you. Teach our young women to love and appreciate who they are and what they have to offer the world, especially our young black women, because too many are being, they're looking in the magazines and they're seeing these airbrushed images and thinking that's the way it's supposed to be. And it's not. If you could see those pictures before airbrush, you'd start to appreciate who you are. Your world is not airbrushed. Your world is reality. If we could airbrush every issue or every situation we were going through, none of us would have any problems. So I implore you again, ladies, men, fathers, whoever you are that are raising young women, teach them to love themselves. Teach them to appreciate and hold their head high. Get those shoulders back. Get that back straight. Hold that head up high and say, I am a proud black woman, or I'm a proud black child. That is the mentality that we need to give our children today. We also need to teach our young women that appropriate dress is beautiful. It's sexy. It can be sexy without having to show too much. We're too busy trying to fit the world agenda of what it is they want us to be instead of being who we are. So let's reverse that. Let's give the world who we are. Our beautiful full lips, our hips, okay? Our thickness is what we are and what we're made of. And it's nothing to be ashamed of, okay? We can be healthy. We can be out there. We can command a room when we walk in a room. But it's what's in our mind. What are we feeding our minds? And what are we surrounding ourselves with that gives us that aura that we need to put out to others? On another note, men, the same thing. I'm going to switch it over to the fellas here real quick, and I've talked about it before. Pull your pants up. Pull your pants. I'm sorry. It's me. I just don't want to see Fruit of the Loom, Hanes, boxers, briefs. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them on the bus. I don't want to see it on the street corner. I don't want to see you waddle like a duck down the street. I just don't. It's just me. I love a well-dressed man. I do. I love a man that can relax. Jeans, t-shirt, no shirt, whatever it is, okay? I love a man that can dress. If you're ashamed of your clothes, if you're not sure what to shop for, trust me, we got plenty of mentors out there that can help you with that. Okay? And not, please do not be ashamed of your clothing. All of us cannot go out and buy Chanel, Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, okay, Coach. I grew up on Sears Tough Skins. Anybody remember those? I grew up on Tough Skins, so I know I know what generic's all about. Okay, some of you get the hand-me-downs from the sister or brother older than you, and there's a lot of love and what I want to say. There's a lot of makeup in those clothes that you're getting, not just because they were worn previously, but the love that they were purchased with, the fact that they fit, the fact that they're covering you and you're not going outside butt naked. And there's plenty of other things. So, again, men, pull your pants up. Ladies, cover it up. There's a time and a place for, the girls to be out or showing a little bit, but not every day, all day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have some respect about yourself, young people. Respect yourself, and you'll be surprised what you get back. Okay? If you need a mentor in terms of clothing, if you need a personal stylist, if you need someone that can help you tie a tie, if you need someone to help you in any aspect of your personal style. I know some folks. There are folks that know some folks, and we can get you taken care of. So believe me when I say we love you and we appreciate you. This girl loves you and appreciates you. And whether I see you or not, I know in your heart that you want to do the right thing. So before I get too mushy and keep going on and on, let's continue to incorporate love throughout our day. I did post that earlier today. We need to continue to step daily in love. We need to continue to bring forth a good vibe. We've had way too much negativity going on as of late. Way too much. Whether it be, I know you all recently, if you're in the DMV and Baltimore, I know most of y'all saw that video of the young man who was busy playing that new Pokemon game and took out a cop car and a few other cars. I love games too, but there's a time to play them games, people. Stop playing them while you're driving. We tell you not to text and drive, so why would you play a Pokemon game and drive? Let's just think about that. You want to meet your maker that fast? Keep playing that game. Okay? Stop getting yourself into trouble over a game that's not getting you anywhere or benefiting you monetarily or moving you forward. Because a lot of you are getting in trouble for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So anyway, moving on. Let Pokemon go. Okay. We are going to come back and we are going to continue on with the Lady Blue Radio Show live on WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better.
Okay, so let's start with how we got started. Curves Rock Fashion Weekend was started back in 2010. I was a stay-at-home mother at the time. I had just had my son, and I was looking for ways to use my creativity and my talent and my love for the community. I think I was probably tired of sitting home at that point. And me and my sister, we would be going back and forth over the phone about different things that we could do to better the community. But one of the things that is our passion is fashion. We both modeled in the plus size, well, as plus size models, not in the industry, because at the time it was not an industry. We both modeled as plus size models for like over 10 years. Our mom was a model, so she would put us in different programs and things of that nature. And then we would model in local fashion shows. And there was never anything for us to wear. My sister is more on the smaller side, so she got some things. But for me, I mostly, at the age of 12 and 13 and 16, was wearing clothes for adults, just because I was plus size. And I would say at that time I was about a 10, 12. So it wasn't like I was a 20 or something of that nature in which they couldn't. The clothes just weren't available. Trendy clothes weren't available for young girls my size. And so from that, we put all those things together and we came up with Curves Rock. We looked at all of the different like plus size events that were happening all over the world. And we definitely did not want to duplicate. So we realized that one of the things that was missing from the different events were that they were events. They were wonderful. They were great events, but none of them spoke to empowerment. None of them spoke to the women who attended the event. And we thought that was necessary and needed in order to encourage women to love themselves and to actually wear those things that they finally get to see on the runway. So that's how Curves Rock came about.
All right, that is awesome. I find it interesting because you're mentioning the plus size woman, and I agree with you. At the time, way back when, plus size, you couldn't find nothing cute, nothing. You saw it cute in the smaller clothes, but you didn't see it cute for you. And it was always disappointing to go shopping. Okay, I'm just saying that point blank, especially for myself. Disappointing to go shopping. And my question to you before we get back to Curves Rock is, how do you think the fashion industry right now is taking on the plus size woman? Because their version of a plus size is probably not yours and my version of a plus size.
I think my phone, I think it's breaking up.
Do you need me to repeat the question?
Yes.
Okay.
You said their version of a plus size.
Yeah, the fashion industry's version of a plus size is not, I'm sure, is not your version or my version of a plus size. Because I've seen like the Calvin Klein model that they consider to be plus size. Basically, the only thing bigger about her is her chest, not her hips.
Right. So there, right. So there is a supply and demand type of feel. So originally, there was always in the designers or behind stage in their minds a plus size. So because really the manufacturers, the people who make the clothes, they determine what is plus size, and we determine what that means for us. So really, the sizing is just created so that you can find your clothes in the department store. And so when they originally started making, I mean, when they were doing the shows and things of that nature, the behind the scenes, they knew if you are 6, that's plus size for them. But it wasn't publicly known, something anybody knew about. And so as time went on, and the plus size movement started to evolve, because it's been happening for a while, but it has gained enormous momentum at this point, because everybody is involved with loving themselves and saying, hey, yes, I do want bigger clothes. So now all of the different nuances are coming out, and people, when they see something, they're like, a size 6. That's not plus size. Well, yes, it is. It's not plus size to you, because visually what you think it means and what the clothing industry think it means is something totally different. So what happens is, as we continue to push for it, now you'll begin to see a 10 or 12, a 14 or 16. And now they're pushing for like extended sizes like 20, 22. So as we continue to push for it, you'll see it, but it will die out if you don't, if consumers and people as a whole don't continue to patronize these stores, because at the end of the day, their goal is to make money and really, make you feel good a little bit too. But if they can't make money in the process, then they're not gonna
that I get.
do it.
I honestly get that, and I mean, because I don't see it. I understand where you're coming from in terms of the sizes, and I do notice, like, not here in the United States, but overseas, like say Sweden, they have the mannequins that are what they consider plus size, which is the largest size mannequin. Okay, so that you can see what the clothes will look like on someone with more, more curves than a smaller size figure. And we
because that's important.
Yes, it is. Okay, I want to know what it looks like. It's great on the hanger, but when you're in the dressing room and it comes off the hanger, it's a whole nother story. And I personally, dressing rooms used to be the bane of my existence. I did not want to go in there because I just did not want to see or get that, okay, this one don't fit, and then all you got is all these clothes on the hook that don't fit, versus in your mind it's just like, well, there went that outfit for that evening, so. But back to Curves Rock, where all, I mean, you've obviously been across the country and a few other places. Name a few of the places that Curves Rock has been that's been over the top for you.
Has only been in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, but we've traveled to different fashion events. We've been to New York, to Atlanta. We've been to California. The main like hot spot places, because those are the places that normally have different events, fashion events, and things of that nature. The other places have it, but you really don't hear much about it on a smaller scale.
Okay.
So we've been to many different places, many of the big events, I guess.
Okay. Any overseas?
No, we haven't been overseas. We want to go overseas, but no, we haven't.
Okay, so that's a goal to do the Paris Fashion Week then.
Yeah. I believe as soon as Curves Rock Fashion Weekend is over, we have like a month to breathe, and then we are back at it again. And only because it's really more than a weekend. It is a enterprise. There's it's one brand, but there's several different things going on underneath of it. And we have a very small team of 4 people. So as we expand and, more people come on to assist us, and brand ambassadors and things like that, it'll give us, the founders, freedom to go to places like that that we would like to attend.
Awesome. That is awesome. Now, you mentioned a very key word that is like huge in my vocabulary, and that is empowerment. How and where does Curves Rock fit in the empowerment movement for women? And is it just women that you're looking to empower, or are men being empowered by this as well?
I believe that men should be empowered as well. We fit in the women empowerment movement because we are not just saying that, okay, you can wear this, but we're saying that wherever you are in your life, you have to be okay with that place and okay with it enough to make additional changes. We understand that, if you're not happy with yourself, then it's pretty hard to make changes. A lot of times people think that if they shame a person or make them feel bad about themselves, that it will make them want to do something different. Well, in some cases, it do help. But in a lot of cases, it don't. It only pushes you further into the dark space that you were in. So to have an event like this where people come out, right? Because sometimes you go out to events and it's a wonderful event, but you aren't a part of that event. You are just there. You are a spectator. So what we want to do, we always say the Curves Rock experience. When you come out, you are a part of this event. You are just as much a part of the team as anyone else, and you make this happen. And so we come, we want positive energy, we give it, we want people to feel it, and that's a part of the empowerment piece. Because if you go to an event that's for empowerment or otherwise, and you feel like you're there alone, then I don't feel like the event succeeded in empowering you. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. I do. It's like being the lone dot on an all blank page. I get it.
Yes, and so we strive each time to figure out how, and we do it in different ways. Not only in just making you feel like you're welcome, because you're all welcome, but having workshops that will, if you are interested in a certain type of field or getting your own business and stuff like that, workshops that will help you in that process, that will give you tips, that will give you the information you need to go forth and do whatever it is that you set out to do. And so, and given opportunities to be a part of the team or, whatever it is, as long as if you want it, you want it more than we want it, we're all for it.
All right, that sounds fantastic. Now, you did mention, you said there's a group of 4 people who put this together?
Yes.
Okay, and that would entail you,
So
your
we
sister,
have
and who else?
Samantha Levy, who is a professional plus-size model, and Ayana Hunter, who is our executive assistant, and she's been with us since the first event. So,
wow.
Those are the 4.
So, what goes into planning a Curves Rock event?
Well, first thing that's important is definitely finding a great venue, making sure that everything is in place. The production is very detailed, and we want to give everyone a quality experience. So not just throw something together and, just make sure that when the consumer walks in, they're like, wow, they really put some time and effort into it. So that's important. Also, trying to collaborate with different people in the area and outside of the area. Bring people to our area and let them know that we do have this wonderful event taking place here. And it brings recognition to the models and to the designers and stuff that are in the air, to the talent that we have. Once we, get the people that we're going to collaborate with, find great hosts for panels and workshops and, of course, for the show, we're looking for designers to showcase clothing that will accessorize our beauty and also our curves. And we always try to make sure our featured designer is from the DMV area. Okay. And then, of course, trying to get money and sponsors and things of that nature. This is for the team. This event is, we are not a 501c3, but it is basically charity. We, for the past 4 years, we're in our 5th year. We do it out of love. Eventually, we want to make a profit from the event, but we just make sure each year our level of support does increase. But we want to get to the point where we're able, without sweating so hard, and prayerfully make a profit, make it easier.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. A little change in the pocket, okay. So let me ask this question. Let me ask this question. You said it's important to have the local designers. With the local designers, when they become a part of this show and they're showcasing their work, do any of them travel with you? Do they stay with you? Do they continue to design for you or with you, or is it just each place you go, those are the local designers you're working with?
So what happens is that some designers return year after year. Some take a break and come back. Some of our designers are from out of state. I would say half and half. Maybe half are from the area, and half, maybe a little bit more than half, are not from the area. What happens is, by them, when they come back, it allows us to help build relationships with them and the models and opportunities. When people do our show, it opens up doors. People from other shows and other avenues reach out to them and contact them, to go to these other states to, do different shows and things of that nature.
Right. So the networking capabilities are like endless during your show.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Hmm.
And so when now that's the designer side. What about the models?
The models,
Do any of
well,
the models stay with you? Do they travel with you? Are you looking locally when you pick your venue, or how is that process?
yes. So we do our model calls, and we do one in Baltimore. We do one in Virginia. We do one in D.C. We do one in New York. We do one in North Carolina. We kind of spread it around, but we always make sure we do one or two, normally two, in our area. We want models from our area to be recognized and to have opportunities, and a lot of them have received opportunities as from working with Curves Rock. A lot of them return every year. Some of them don't, because it's not like once you do it, you get to do it again. Each time you have to come out and do a casting call, and as the model calls get bigger and bigger and more, our decision to choose becomes harder and harder. But we want to make sure that not everybody, but, more people get a chance to participate in Curves Rock so they can get the same opportunities. And so when someone calls us for like news segments, or they say, well, I need a model for such and such, who do you think, and things of that nature, by us having a relationship with them, we're able to pull from the models who participated in our event.
Okay. So we've gotten a taste of what it's like to put together a show, how you get your designers, the models. What have you seen in the development of the fashion in your show since you started?
Well, what I've seen is that the choices. So the resources, I consider designers and vendors and things of that nature resources for the event, right? And as more events similar to to Curves Rock come about, I feel like the designers are put in a stretch position in which they now are like pulled to participate in so many different things, and by them being a lot of times like custom designers, small brands, they don't have the money to make their clothing line and produce it, and then still pay all these different designer fees and things of that nature. I feel like that makes it difficult for them. It's an easy and a high burnout, especially when your dream and your goal is to make it, and then you're paying $500 here, $200 there, $1,000 there. Yes, you do have to spend money to make money, but at the end of the day, if you're putting out more money than you're bringing in, it's a problem for a small brand. So I feel like that can be kind of difficult when planning for the show, because you're reaching out to designers, maybe designers that started with you, or designers that have been in your show or interested in your show. And that's one of the main things that I get often is like, oh my God, I really want to participate, but financially, that's one of the hardest things about planning. Other than that, planning is pretty, it's not easy. It's not easy. But because if you have an organizational skill set and you know where to pull your resources from, it's easier to put together versus if you don't know. Everything has to kind of be like on a project management schedule. We have a schedule in which at 10 o'clock, at 10:10, at 10:15, at 10:20, such and such goes on stage. They say this, they come off, and then at 10:15, literally. Right. And sometimes people don't understand. That's more of a production. And sometimes people are more like, okay, this looks cool, looks easy, I can do it. You very well can, but it doesn't mean it's going to turn out the same, because the work that goes behind it as far as planning is very much so different.
Right, and I agree because they see the finished product. They don't see the
Mhm.
struggle and the sweat and the stress and the anxiety
Yes.
level and the occasional
Mhm.
pencil toss and pen throw. They don't see those things, and so that I understand
Right.
as well. So let me ask you. Where I'm going to ask you a little bit more about clothes, and then I'm going to ask you about your lineup for this year's event. So, do you have a favorite piece of clothing or a designer that you love to wear or go to, or does your sister?
Um. No.
Just like it all, huh?
Neither one of us do. No. I mean, honestly, I for events and things like that, I dress my sister and I dress myself. So when I was coming up, I always was able to pull from anything to make something. That's what style is about. And really, it's really not about the designer, unless, they make nice things, but it's really about what you put together,
Okay.
your own personal style. So I don't have a favorite because I might pull something from her and then pull something from her, put it together, and then go to the thrift store and pull something from there. So I don't I don't really have a favorite.
And you know what? I applaud you because I'm a thrift store mama myself, okay? And every now and again you go and you get that one piece that you really, really like, and it may be a brand name, okay? And
Mhm.
the perfect skirt is sitting at the thrift store to go with it.
Mhm.
And as long as it works and as long as you can carry it, as long as you feel good in it, hey, wear it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because you can have on a $1,500 outfit and do not exude the same confidence. It's
Exactly.
really about how you wear it. Yep.
Exactly. Okay, $1,500 outfit, and you don't have a $1,500 attitude. Okay.
Right. Right. Exactly.
I feel you on that one. So, let's talk about your lineup that you have. You're already one day in, and what was last
Mhm.
night's event?
Oh, last night was amazing. It was Glam Suite for a Cause. We partnered with the Ronald McDonald House Charities in Baltimore, and we did a mom's night out, basically. We did a holiday party in which we collected toys to give to Ronald McDonald House. When we went to drop them off, the parents were like, they were excited, they thanked us, but we had personal conversations in which they told us that when we started telling them about what we did, they were like, oh, that's great, but, we don't ever get a chance to participate in things like that, and they travel from across the world sometimes to stay at the Ronald McDonald House just so that they can get care, John Hopkins or otherwise, because they have like the best doctors or the specialists that they need.
Right.
And so they're like, well, we run around in khakis and tennis shoes and our hair all over the place. We never get a chance to take care of ourselves. And at that moment, we were like, okay, not right now, but we're going to do something, and we need to plan and see what that looks like. So we sat down with their team, and we came up with Glam Fleet for a Cause and to add it to Curves Rock Fashion Weekend. So that's what we did last night, and they had a great time, and we had a great time watching them transform. And they were just so excited, and their kids were excited.
I can imagine.
They were excited to see their parents, enjoying themselves, and that's a great way to kick off an event. I don't know if anything else can ruin what I've already experienced. So,
Amazing. That is amazing. So, hats off to the Ronald McDonald House and to all those parents and children that are there. From what it sounds like, y'all had a blessed evening, and Curves Rock. Thank you so much for that. That is awesome. Now,
yeah.
your flyer has a comedian on it that I just absolutely love, and that would be Lonnie B. Lonnie B is just
Yes, Lonnie B.
if y'all don't know anything about Lonnie B, you are missing out. Okay, and his motto, I'm not gonna say what he normally says, but one of his mottos is he is the happiest gay yellow man on the planet. Okay, and Lonnie
Yes,
has some
he is
serious
very
energy. Yes.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does, and that's what we're looking. That's what we're looking for. When we look for our host, we look for energy. Because again, it's the experience. It's about empowerment. So we look for a person, loves working with women, empowering women, and they have the energy that we need. So yes, our hosts have always been risque, except for the first year. It wasn't that bad. We were. It was our first year. We were stepping out. It was very traditional. But after the first year, our hosts have always been very outspoken, opinionated, and had amazing energy. So when we were looking for one this year, we were like, who can we pick? And Lonnie, he not only does he have great advice, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He has an amazing energy, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. And the conversations that we've had already with his assistant, and he's talking about how excited he is and everything. I'm like, okay,
well,
we excited, nervous, but excited.
Yes, all I can say to that, and if Lonnie is listening, or you can give this message to Lonnie, welcome to Zamunda. That's all I have to say. Okay? Yes, I am an avid Lonnie B follower. I love his videos. I love the fact that, he puts it out there, and he puts it out there real.
Mm-hmm.
And that he loves all his good girlfriends. So,
if
you are not a good girlfriend, go find Lonnie B, follow Lonnie B, and become a good girlfriend, because you will never be the same after the happiest gay yellow man on the planet. Okay, so that's what I have to say about that. So, what do we have in store for tonight and the rest of the Curves Rock week?
Weekend. Okay, so tonight we're going to be at Horseshoe Casino. Karaoke, meet and greet. This is the opportunity and the time for you to let your hair down and for you to come talk to us. Say, hey, what's going on? A lot of times during the event, people are trying to talk to us, and we can't talk because we're running around trying to get everything together. And so this event was put in place so that anybody who want to come and ask us anything, or, get to know us more, or just have a good time with us, sisterhood type of vibe, then tonight is the night.
Okay. And at what time
then we have tomorrow.
What time at Horseshoe Casino?
Oh, what time? 8:30.
8:30. Okay. So
yes, and I know that means that you're not gonna. Yeah, you're not gonna show up till 10 o'clock. That's what people do. I should have said 6.
We are not going to be on brown people time. She said 8:30. Okay? And I'm
8:30.
For anybody who has been to a Tyler Perry play and seen Medea, when Medea says 8:30, not 8:29 and not 8:31, but 8:30 on the dot. Okay. So.
Right.
You got the Horseshoe Casino tonight. What's for the next night, real quick?
We have a networking mixer.
Okay.
It's called Curves and Cufflinks. It's for men and women. Of course, there's music. There's cocktails. There's also a runway competition. It's hosted by Ashley Stewart. We have a sip and shop and a pink carpet. And it's just a great way to network. So tonight we're letting our hair down, and tomorrow we're having a good time, but we're not gonna let it down all the way.
Okay. Okay, we're not gonna go total footloose, fancy free, but we're gonna let it loose a little bit. All right, I get it.
Right.
Okay, and so to close out the whole Curves Rock experience, what is gonna close out?
Okay, so Saturday is the main event. Mm-hmm. Saturday is the main event. We have during the day we have the Curves Rock Expo, in which it's going to be hosted by Women Talk Live and WPB Networks. There's going to be a body image panel. There's going to be curvy conversations. There's going to be makeup demonstrations. There's going to be a sample sale by Ashley Stewart, which is great because they normally have like $5 items or 3 items for $10. That's awesome. That normally goes away really quickly. In addition, there's vending. There's also Anawa Aja. She's going to be doing her fitness class. So she has a class at 9 o'clock and a class at 11 o'clock, but there's a fee associated, and I believe it's $20. There's a Curvy Woman Who Rock Brunch. The fee for that is $35. There's limited seating available. The panel for that is Alice Delisandra from Bustle. She's a writer. She's also a designer for Ready to Stare. We have Essie Golden, who's a plus-size blogger and plus-size model. We have Yashima Azi White, who is the VP of Communications for Radio 1. And we have Alexandra Booz, who is the talent manager for plus-size models at True Management, and she's also an editor for Plus Model magazine. And we're going to be honoring some amazing women, and that even, and of course we have awesome food to go along with it. And then in addition to that, we have a Plus Model workshop. It's going to be hosted by Wells Fargo, Kimberly Postel, the Natural Fashionista, and Samantha Levy. And we're going to be talking about, it's more like model development, and we're going to do skill finances and what you need to do for your image on social media. And then last but definitely not least, we have the main event, which is the fashion show. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 7:30. VIP reception is from 6 to 7. And we're going to close it out that way. CurvesRockWeekend.com. That's Curves Rock, CURVES, rockweekend.com. Our Instagram is Curves Rock Weekend. Our Twitter is at Curves Rock Week. And our Facebook page is Curves Rock Fashion Weekend.
Hello, hello. It is me. It's your girl. It's Lady Blue. I am back. Before we close out the end of the show, live on WMSKOnlineRadio.com, where talk radio just got better. We just had a fantastic and fascinating conversation with one of the founders of Curves Rock, Miss Chanel Jones. If you are in the DMV area, if you are going to be near Horseshoe Casino tonight, starting at 8:30, head on down there, let your hair down for a little bit, and join in on some karaoke and a few other things being offered during the Curves Rock weekend. That was a fascinating conversation. I learned some things, and we had a good laugh. I am excited for what is going on here in Baltimore, and I applaud Miss Chanel Jones and her crew, including her sister, on just striving to empower the curvy black woman, okay? And the curvy woman, period, all right? Knowing that we have something to offer, and I've been saying it all morning long, we have something to offer. Now, really quick, before I get down to my inspirational message, ladies and gentlemen, last week I played a song by a friend of mine from the United Kingdom. Her name is MC Jade Daly. She gave us a song called Rago Beats, and I need y'all's opinion on it. So, head on over to my page, the Lady Blue Talk Radio Group. You should be able to find the link there, or you can find her on YouTube. Give the song a listen. Give me some feedback. Hit me back message-wise. Hit me back on my page. I will post it up there for you all to listen to. Give me your feedback on this song, because the UK is coming across the pond to the United States, giving us some music and their version of hip-hop, and it's something to enjoy. So check her out, MC Jade. If you're listening, hats off, girl. I got you over here on this side of the pond. Now, for my inspirational message to you all, we have been talking about it all day today. We have been talking about uplifting and empowering, and I want to make sure that you all are empowering each other. Man, woman, child, it doesn't matter. When we uplift each other, we uplift ourselves. And you hear it a lot, okay? You hear about people saying lift each other up, pull each other up, don't step over this other. But there's a real reason behind all of that. All of us succeed even when one person is getting all of that spotlight, because that one person did not get there by themselves. I am surrounded by positive people and people who are about what they do. I make it a point to surround myself with those type of people. Do the same for yourself. Don't focus on what was. Focus and put your attention on what is to come and what will be. Speak it out into the universe. Let your vibration go out and empower yourself. Speak life over yourself. Give yourself that word that is going to get you through the day. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check me out across social media. LadyBlue1.com is my website. LadyBluu1, Instagram, Twitter, Blastfy, Tumblr, Google Plus. I'm on it. LinkedIn, I'm on it. Make sure you drop me an email if you want to drop me an email, wisdomlady1@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, as I always say, weeping may endure for a night, but joy, it does come in the morning. Get out there, live out loud. This is Lady Blue of the Lady Blue Radio Show live on WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better. Check y'all out later. Be blessed.
To motivate's the motivation. It's not the money, it's funny cause it's still motivating. Don't give the haters the cold shoulder, you motivate them to do better cause maybe then they'll hold the hating. Don't just follow your dreams, man, you gotta chase them. Never follow your heart, man, it's not a racing. Don't wait for God to do the placement. You gotta set it up yourself before he puts his face in. See, if you take one step, he'll take two. And if you move forward, then he'll make moves. Joy comes in the morning, even at night too. So if you need motivation, better call Lady Blue.